Welcome back to another video, my friend. My name is mikolajmariadawidowski, and today we'll be talking about different levels of separation. Let's get started, shall we? There are many different levels of separations that we created for ourselves. We created the separation in order to be able to play this game that we perceive as duality. And the way you finish, let's just say, this game is through unification with Absolute, with the Infinite, with God. And the process, in order to understand the process, you gotta understand how it all began. And so first, you were the Infinite, you were the Absolute. And from that space, you started to separate yourself from the perception of being absolute. And so you created the idea of a living God. And from the idea of a living God, of a personalized version of God, you started to separate yourself from that. And then from the separated version of God, you went into the idea of a human. And from the idea of being a human separated from God, because first you had to be human connected with God, and then many different stages of that, and then eventually you reach a stage where you're disconnected with God. And then you go into other stages where you're disconnected with reality, disconnected with the world, with which surrounds you, disconnected with the people who are around you. And then we go even further, where you begin to disconnect yourself from yourself. And this idea begins that there is something within you that has power over you that is not you. And how could that be? If you are you, then how can there be a power within you that is not you? Do you see that, my friend? So you go into other levels of separation, and that's how addictions form, and that's how they begin, because you're failing to acknowledge that whatever wants, desires, and needs come up, they're yours. And the moment you fully acknowledge them and you fully embody them, then you have complete power over them. But until you fully accept and acknowledge all your wants, needs, and desires, they are going to be controlling you, because you're separating yourself from them. And as you separate yourself from them, you're pushing them into your subconscious. And as you push them into your subconscious, well, they can run as rampant as they want, because you're failing to acknowledge their existence, and so they create their own little personalities, let's just call it, creating more layers of separation, where you are not you, and you have no control over yourself, and you do not control the actions that you do. You don't control the thoughts that you have. You don't control the speech that you perform. And you separate yourself from yourself more and more and more. Fragmentation. And so the process of unification is going through all these steps in reverse. You first unite all your needs, wants, and desires. You unite yourself with, you connect yourself with God. You start to walk with God. You unite yourself with the personalized form of that which is God. And then you start your journey upward towards assimilation or ascension into infinity. Simple, isn't it? A lot of words for something that can be described. Separation and unity are a perfect dance, and that's what creates the game. Duality is contained within unity, my friend. Or duality is contained within oneness, is another way of saying it. I wish you an absolutely wonderful day. Blessings be upon you. May God bless you. And I shall see you in the next one. Consider leaving a like, leave a comment, perhaps subscribe. There are plenty of videos coming that are going to change your life. Till next time, bye.